Mark Lajeunesse, 33 automobile. Chad Barnett next to him in the 16 starting spot on the grid. In car number 4, the 17 spot. Held down by Eddie Spires in car number 85. The 09 of Jay Miller is in the 18 starting spot. Burt Marvin, of course, in the 07. That's a car you'll be able to pick out on the track. Bright color paint job, the 07 out of Colchester. The 98 of Frank Pucciacciaro rounds out the top 20. Looking back into the field, the 77 of Dan Lajeunesse holds down the 21st starting position on the grid. The 22nd starting position is held down by Rob Valenta. Rob Valenta was the pole sitter in last night's feature event. Here they are, the Monte Carlo pulls into the pits undercover, and here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, green flag. Eric Berndt starts them out as they make the way around this speedway. He will be the pace setter. We already have a caution flag on the track.
Bad start there. Hank Scarpa noticing that, waving it down, and we're going to do it all over again now.
Once again, they're side by side. Looks like we're going to have a perfect alignment to once again start our 150 lap Budweiser modified national event. Here we are once again. Hank Scarpa looks them down. Once again, Kip Taylor waves a green flag, and it's side by side racing. Ronnie Silk up front with Eric Berndt setting a torrid pace as they make their way down the back straightaway, negotiating turns 3 and 4, headed back towards the start-finish line.
Down the stripe for the first time, it's Eric Berndt in the lead, right next to Ronnie Silk, and squeezing up there now is the 71 of Jeff Pearl, along with the 6 of Ron Newhouse Jr. They are the top 4 right now, but Berndt still setting the pace as they work into turn 4.
Here they come, accelerating out of turn 4, pedal to the metal as they make their way down the straightaway. Once again, we have a yellow flag. This time we have problems on the speedway. John Brower Jr. has the 49 up there at the airco pad. Way on the side, and also looks like they collected up a couple other cars. Looked like it was 0 earlier in the afternoon to shake down the automobiles, make sure everything was running properly in the cars. And now the end result. Monte Carlo once again pulling off the track once again. We're looking towards the starter tower. Hank Scarpa now displays the green. Eric Berndt with a great jump out there. Remains in the lead. Of course, a different position for Eric, who has had the start from the back of the pack in 2 races last week. Now he gets a chance to start out front. We get to see what this young man can do with clean air in front of the 54. Looking back through the field, the 71 automobile is in the 2nd spot. Also, we have a spin out on the front straightaway. That's the number 85 automobile.
Eddie Spires spinning out there in the infield as they come back. Will stay green. Eric Berndt still the leader. The 71 of Jeff Pearl along with the 25 of Ronnie Silk. Those 2 machines side by side right now, along with Ron Newhouse Jr. and Zach Sylvester in the 45. That's your top 5. But up front, it's Eric Berndt as they work off a 4.
Eddie Spires better get on his horse, or else he's going to be a lap down and no uncertain turns, because here comes Eric Berndt. Eric taking to the high side of the speedway as they run down the back straightaway. Spires trying to keep himself from being lapped, making his way around the track. He's getting the signal to move over. Also, car number 83 out there being motioned to the side of the speedway. That's Joe Schumann, who has experienced the tire problems. You can see the driver's side left front has gone flat.
Single file they go, and a great battle now with Dennis Gate as he takes that position over from the number 45. Right now, Gata moving up through the field nicely up front, still Berndt. And there's a spin right now. That's the 71 will go around. It looks to be Jeff Pearl spinning, coming into number 3. That machine now rests in the infield. He has refired it, and he'll get back. He'll try to stay in that lead lap. Try to squeeze out in front of Berndt. He will, but can he hold him off? Here comes Eric Berndt. It looks like he will go a lap down.
Eric Berndt with a runaway locomotive will be blasting by the 71 of Jeff Pearl, who started this race in the 3rd position on the speedway after the restart. So a tough break for Jeff Pearl. Here comes Eric Berndt across the start-finish line. 137 laps shown on the board.
Still Eric Berndt up front, works off a turn 2 right now. A tough break for Jeff Pearl, as Mark mentioned. Now he's a lap down. He'll fight to try to get back on that lap. Maybe caution could help him out. But as you see, Dennis Gaeta moving up through this field nicely. Right now he's in third place, working on second. A little bumping and grinding going out there as your leader works into 3.
Ronnie Silk out in front of Dennis Gaeta right now as they negotiate their way through lap traffic. Eddie Spires in the 85 automobile getting the signal to move down to the inside so that the faster automobiles can make their way to the top side of the track and continue their competition and their chase to try to catch Eric Berndt.
Keep an eye on that 26th down follower. He's all the way up in the top 10 right now. Just made a great pass on Ed Reed. And look at Teddy Christopher. He'll look to do the same on the outside. He will as they work off of turn 2. Up front, Dennis Gaeta works on the 25 car of Ronnie Silk. And Eric Berndt leads this race. Caution out in the speedway now for a spin going into 2. We'll check on that car as he gets it refired. That looks to be the
Lajeunesse ride.
Mark Lajeunesse, number 33 mark is right. So caution here. 133 laps remains. So we're coming up to the green flag right now as they take that final ride down the back straightaway. As a pace car will head into the infield, provided by Bob Valenta Automall. Eric Berndt will lead this field to green. Nick Scarpa looks down the field, throws the green flag, we're underway. Eric Berndt back up to the lead. Dennis Gaeta tries to go with him on the inside. He will, as he works for that second position right now with the 25 of Ronnie Silk. Caution out in the speedway now. Might have been another bad start as caution comes out.
Sometimes when you see somebody get a great advantage off a restart, obviously they jump the gun a little bit, and our track officials heed the official start line. And back towards the middle of turn number 4 is our restart line. When they hit that line, they'll be looking for the green flag and the restart. Once again, the green flag flies, and they're off and running. Berndt and Silk still holding down the front 2 spots on the speedway. But look at the number 3 of Dennis Gaeta right now, trying to put that car into the second position. He's side by side with Ronnie Silk as they make their way out of turn number 4 back into the front straightaway.
The 46 of Zach Sylvester now running 4th. He looks to get into that mix, but look at Dennis Gaeta. He's picked up the 3rd spot. He wants the 2nd spot as he will going down the back straightaway. He just took that from Ronnie Silk. His eyes are now set on the 54 Berndt as they work off a 4.
Here comes Dennis Gaeta, 2 burgundy-colored cars setting the pace here, rather torrid pace this afternoon at the Budweiser Modified National Event. 125 laps showing on the board out of 150 as they make their way back towards the start-finish line. Berndt holding on again.
Top 5 running single file right now, and we got a new driver into the mix. That's the 13 of Teddy Christopher. He started 10th. He's all the way up to 5th right now, trying to get Zach Sylvester in the 46th. Up front, still Eric Berndt and Dennis Gaeta as they work off of turn 4.
Jerry Pearl wants to follow Teddy Christopher around this track as they're working on Zach Sylvester. Moving themselves up into that spot. Ted Christopher right now in the 5th spot, looking to take over the 4th spot from Zach Sylvester. Sylvester with some great defensive driving.
Back down to the stripe. Gaeta now sticks it to Eric Berndt in the 54 car. Gaeta in number 3. Farther on back, we have Ronnie Silk in that 25 with Zach Sylvester in the 46. They're single file as Gaeta looks to go to the inside of Berndt off the 4.
And our second group of cars leading that would be Ed Reed. Of course, Ed Reed drew the 9th spot on the speedway. He's trying to keep pace with the drivers. Right behind him, Chad Barnett. And of course, the 47 automobile on the track has moved up some positions. That's Tom Fox from the 25th spot. He's moved up.
Great battle right now for 3rd between Zach Sylvester and Ronnie Silk. Silk in the 25 and Sylvester in the 46. Sylvester looks to go low for 4. Can't get the job done. Up front, still Eric Berndt with Gaeta right on his rear bumper.
Side-by-side battle now with Tom Fox and Ed Dockenhausen. That's 47 and 48 on the speedway. You see the brightly colored 48 now taking a position away from Tom Fox as they make their way towards the start-finish line.
Great battles farther on back in the field as you see the 72 machine of Ed Reed. He looks to pick off that position of Don Fowler. Fowler, former Hard Charge winner a couple weeks ago. He's in a number 26 as he squeezes up on that 43 entry. Of course, that's Jerry Pearl in that 43. Fowler looks to the inside, can't get the job done.
Of course, they make their way down the back straightaway right now. Eric Berndt and Dennis Gaeta putting on a battle royal for the first spot on the speedway. The 2 burgundy automobiles, the 54 and the 3, now making their way through turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Let's see if Dennis Gaeta can put it together once again this afternoon. We saw him win the feature last night. Let's see if he can make it 2 days in a row with feature wins.
Berndt trying everything to block the 3 of Gaeta, but Gaeta looks too strong. He looks to the inside, he looks to the outside, can't get the job done either way. Berndt, nice job of defending right now, but how long will that last? We'll see as they work up a 4.
For a moment, it looked like those two cars were stuck together coming down the straightaway. Eric Berndt trying to hold on to the lead. He's going high, he's going low. He's shutting the door as much as he can on the defending champion here at the Waterford Speedbowl, Dennis Gaeta. Looks like Ron Uhas has pulled up.
Ron Uhas slowing down, dropping off the pace considerably. We'll have to check on that. Tough break for that young man. He goes high onto the speedway. And looks to have maybe a left flat tire. Caution out onto the speedway.
Plenty Automall Chevrolet Monte Carlo heads for cover. It's on the inside of the speedway. Side by side, they make their way to the restart line. Pedal to the metal once again. They're off and running. Dennis Gaeta side by side with Eric Berndt as they try to pull away from the rest of the field and do battle. Ronnie Silk will have none of it, though. He's trying to stay up there in the 3rd spot. Here's Ted Christopher with a great jump on the restart.
Ted Christopher knocking on the door of Ronnie Silk right now in that 25 up front. It's still Berndt, Gaeta in 2nd, sticking it to the bumper as they work off a turn 2. Single file they go. Fowler in the top 7 now. Zach Sylvester looks to work on Christopher as they work off a 4.
Great side-by-side racing action. The 43 of Jerry Pearl out there doing battle with the 4 of Chad Barnett and some side-by-side racing. Also, Burt Marvin has made his way up through the pack in the 07. He's side-by-side with Ed Reed. Looks like Ed's going to have a little bit of advantage. He's going for more.
Eric Berndt and Dennis Gaeta now pulling away from this field strongly, but back in the field, Teddy Christopher in 3rd. Zach Sylvester in the 46 wants all of that 4th position as one car slows. That's the 25 car. Slowing down in the infield. Of course, that is the 25 entry of Ronnie Silk. Silk having problems on that machine to pull it into the infield, but up front, it's Eric Berndt and Gaeta now still pulling away from this field.
They seem to be dialed in right now. Dennis Gaeta looking for any opening in which to put that car by Eric Berndt's automobile. A great battle going on all the way around.
So Eric Berndt up front, Dennis Gaeta still knocking on that door. We have another 2 machines running in back of them. That's TC Teddy Christopher and Zach Sylvester in the 46. Farther on back, we see Don Fowler in the 26 with Ed Reed. Waterford, Connecticut's Ed Reed in the 72 entry. Looks to work on that 26 car. Don Fowler as they work off a 4.
John Brower in the 49 off the pace, as you can see, waving other drivers by. The show of sportsmanship, letting them know that he is not running at full capacity. Some bumping going on now. Dennis Gaeta brought the 3 up onto the back bumper of Berntt's automobile, trading that chrome.
And Gaeta wants that spot. He wants it bad. He's trying to get around Berndt for about 15 laps. Now caution out in the speedway. Trouble coming out of 4. It looks like Danny LaJeunesse was involved with Wendell Daly.
So if there's a guy that knows something about filming racing,
It's him.
that's the guy.
As Danny LaJeunesse makes his way back out on the speedway, he's going to have to hustle to catch back up to this group as we are set to go green. Once again, Eric Berndt to lead the field down to the green flag. Hank Scarborough, chief starter, looks the field down, waves the green flag, we're underway. Dennis Gaeta and Eric Berndt side by side, but 2C Teddy Christopher sticks to the back of Berndt. He's working on 3rd. He wants 2nd from Gaeta. Farther back in the field, we have Don Fowler, the 26, trying to make a move on Sylvester. He has the inside as they work off a 4.
Of course, a tough decision to make for Eric Berndt. Who do you defend against? Dennis Gaeta or Ted Christopher? Both of them side by side behind our race leader as they make their way down the back straightaway. They'll lift just momentarily as they make their way through the turns and then explode down the straightaway.
Ted Christopher on the outside of Dennis Gaeta. He'll look to take that position. Trouble now in turn 1. Looks like Zach Sylvester and another machine coming together.
That's the 43 of Jerry Pearl.
Tough break for those guys. Sylvester running up in the 5th spot. 89 laps remaining. As shown on our scoreboard. That pace car now looks for cover in the infield. At the point, Eric Berndt, the 54, but he's got a tough man on the outside. It's Teddy Christopher. And we're waiting to restart. And here we go, out of turn 4. It's Eric Berndt and Teddy Christopher side by side. Good jump by Christopher, he's on the outside. But right behind them is Dennis Gaeta and Don Fowler are side by side, and so are Ed Reed. And the 72 looks to make that move on the 48 machine of Ed Dockenhausen. Look up front, it's still Berndt Christopher side by side.
Talk about your color coordination. Dockenhausen and Reed, those 2 brightly colored green automobiles. holding down their positions on the track side by side as they give chase to Eric Berndt. Of course, the man right behind Eric Berndt is Ted Christopher, one of the big names in modified driving. He'll pull double duty this afternoon.
DC Ted Christopher looked to have that machine on the outside, but has taken back the seat in that second position, right behind Eric Berndt, still in the lead. Gaeta has pulled ahead of Don Fowler in the 26, Gaeta in the 3. And look at Ed Reed right now will take a back seat, and Tom Fox looks to take that position from him.
Tom Fox side by side with Reed right now as they chase down the leaders. Don Fowler in a nice position, sitting back watching Gaeta move up on the side of Ted Christopher's automobile, waiting for his racing room on the speedway.
Gaeta look to the outside now. He'll go right behind Teddy Christopher, bumping and grinding they are. Berndt up front, but Don Fowler now single file. He'll race in 4th. 5th is Ed Dockenhausen. 6th is Ed Reed, and Tom Fox is in 7th.
Of course, we're tearing through the laps. We started with 150.83 showing on the board. Of course, I get a feeling that Eric Berndt wished there was 8 laps or even 3 laps showing on the board with this hard-charging group behind him.
Single file they go. Here comes Don Fowler. He'll look to the inside of Dennis Gaeta. Gaeta will shut the door on him. Those two machines battling out for the 3rd spot. Right behind him, just watching it all, is Ed Dockenhausen. He's made his way up, and now they'll just watch what happens as they tighten up off of 4. Fowler gets sideways. Great recovery by Don Fowler, but now he'll make the pass by Ed Dockenhausen as those two machines are side by side.
Dockenhausen was taking advantage of the momentary slip by Don Fowler to put his car up on the outside, looking for racing room there. Christopher put the nose of the 13 inside, trying to find a way around Eric Berndt. Couldn't do it. He gets loose.
Eric Berndt still in the lead, but for how long? Teddy Christopher looking very fast, and Gaeta looking even faster with those two machines, 1, 2, and 3. Fowler back up to the 4th spot, but on the outside of him, here comes Ed Reed.
Ed Reed diving down onto the back bumper of the 26 of Don Fowler, trying to find a way around him. Looks like he's cutting to the inside. He's got the nose of the 72 on the inside of Don Fowler's car, trying to move up into the 4th spot. He'll have it this time around.
Ed Reed has just grabbed that position from Fowler on the inside, and looking to go with him is Ed Dockenhausen. Dockenhausen in that yellow bright number 48, trying to squeeze that nose right in the inside of Fowler, but Fowler denies him as they look up before.
Fowler now dropping back a little bit away from Ed Reed as he puts a little bit of separation between he and the 26. Of course, the leaders remain the same. Berndt, Christopher, and Dennis Gaeta biding his time. He knows he has plenty of time left in this feature event.
Farther back in the field, here comes Ron Uhas Jr. He wants that pass on Tom Fox. Fox in the 47, Uhas Jr. in the number 6. Uhas Jr. to the outside as they work on the back straightaway. Those two machines are side by side. Fox on the inside grabs the position off of 4.
Berndt still holding on to a very tenuous lead. He's got Teddy Christopher out there in the Mystique Motorsports number 13, peeking to the inside. Eric Berndt with a burst of speed closes the door once again. This time around showing 74 laps left to go in our Budweiser Modified National.
Ted Christopher now looks to the inside of Berndt. Berndt and Christopher go down the back straightaway. Trouble now in the infield. One car comes to a rest on the Armco barrier inside infield wall. He throws it in reverse. He looks to be refired. And here goes Teddy Christopher back up to the front, trying to go past Berndt. Berndt shut the door again. Gaeta just watching all of this, along with Eddie Reed in 4th and Don Fowler in 5th as they work off for 4.
Well, Eddie Spires is in the car that threw up the dust, and he's had a tough afternoon here, but you got to hand it to him. He's keeping the car on the racetrack, trying to keep competitive. This great competitor is Eddie Spires.
Off of turn 4, Christopher still looking to the inside, sticking it to Eric Berndt. Every time Berndt says no, Christopher to the inside again. Off of 2, once again can't get the job done. As Eddie Spires looks to Dennis Gaeta for that number 3 position. Fowler still in 4th. Ed Dockenhausen in 5th, and Ron Uhas Jr. in 6th. Tom Fox is 7th. As your leader, works into turn number 3.
Kind of an unfamiliar position to be in for Eric Berndt the past couple of weeks. He was on the pole. He has stayed on the number 1 spot on the speedways thus far as we are burning through the laps here. 69 laps showing on the board out of a 150 laps that we started our race with. Here comes Eric Berndt again, holding off the charge of Teddy Christopher.
Berndt gets a little high. They're coming off of 4, but still shuts the door into 13. Mystique Motors entering for TC Teddy Christopher as they work down the back straightaway. Some great battles deeper on into the field.
Wendell Daly getting to signal to move over and let the cars go by so they don't have to deal with the traffic. It looks like Christopher was going to use him as a pick and roll guy out there as he tried to cut to the inside of Berndt, but Berndt held off the charge as they make their way around. Dennis Gate is still in the third spot.
As you see, 66 laps to go, but TC wasting no time. He wants that first position right now. Dennis Gator right behind him. Here comes Ed Reed. He'll look to the inside of Gate as they work up the turn 4 up front. Still Eric Berndt.
Now let's see how these drivers use the traffic on the track. They're about to come up behind Brower's machine. Machines of Brower and La Jeunesse out there, 77 and 49 respectively. This will be an interesting thing for you fans to look for. How do the drivers handle the traffic? How do they negotiate their way around?
You're right, Eric Berndt looks in front of him and he sees a wall of 3 cars right now that can only help the cars behind him. Ted Christopher now looks to the inside as they work off a turn 4. Gets almost a little sideways and off the pull back of Berndt. They work into 1.
Mike Parker also in that group at car number 53. Here comes Eric Berndt. Around La Jeunesse, around Parker and Brower Jr. Brower Jr., one of the great up-and-coming drivers, had some mechanical problems earlier in the race, and he watches as the freight train rolls by.
They'll all go by those 3 cars right now, spinning like a top as the number, looks like the number 90 machine. He'll get that thing, or the 88 rather.
98 of Frank Mucciacciaro.
Frank Mucciacciaro. He's back onto the speedway now. Looking up front, still have Eric Berndt leading over TC Teddy Christopher. They're single file off the floor. Caution out to the speedway now. Caution out onto the speedway shown by Hank Scarpa here with 60 laps remaining.
Passenger side window, and there's Teddy Christopher in the 13. I'm sure at some point or another Ted will glance over at Eric and either wink or smile or something, let him know he's there. Side by side as they make their way to the restart line, Hank Scarpa looks them down, waves the green, and we're once again under green flag racing. 51 laps showing on the Budweiser scoreboard as these 400 horsepower rockets make their way around the speedway, coming down the back straightaway into the turn. Lifting a bit, here's Eric Berndt trying to hold on to the lead. Dennis Gaeta and Christopher to challenge.
Short takes him back down to the stripe. Great battle for second. TC has trouble now on the start-finish line. Cars going everywhere. Ron U.S. Jr.
Jeff Malavi involved. Of course, Dan La Jeunesse.
Jeff Pearl, the 71. The 83 also involved. That is Joe Schumann.
Schumann's had a rough afternoon.
Most of these cars pulling away.
Before.
The 8 is showing some smoke now. That's Jeff Malavi, I believe. Pace car provided by Bob Valenta's Auto Mall now heads for cover. It'll be Eric Berndt and Teddy Christopher side by side. This time by. Hank Scarpa now will look down his field, holding. There goes the green flag. We are back underway. Christopher to the outside with a great start. Berndt to the inside still. Christopher looks to make the pass on the outside, but Berndt squeezing right back up as they go down the back straightaway. Gaeta runs third, and here comes Ed Reed looking for Gaeta as they work at the 4.
Ed Reed out there with Dockenhausen following him and getting a little bit loose coming out of 4. They're all chasing down the young man from Meriden. His name is Eric Berndt. He's led wire to wire so far. Here's Christopher spinning around out at turn number 3, makes contact with a wall. Gaeta goes around 2. The Chief.
Dennis Gaeta and Teddy Christopher were racing side by side down the back straightaway. They went into 3 and just ran out of real estate there, came together, tough break, and looks like Fowler got involved in that too. So 3 of the front runners now spinning, and that is trouble for them as
the chief competitors for the lead out there, all in one motion, taken out.
Right now, let's take our attention back out to the speedway because we're going to restart this race. 35 laps the distance. Pace car will now head for cover. It'll be Eric Berndt at the point with Ed Reed right beside him. Here we go. Green flag is out. Shown by Hank Scarpa, one away. Great jump for Eric Berndt. The 72 of Eric Reed will take a back seat behind him, but Ed Dockenhausen in the 48 wants that position from Reed. They touch as they go down the back straightaway. Here comes Ron Uhaus Jr. in the 6. He's on the inside of Dockenhausen. He wants that 3rd position as they work off of 4.
Dockenhausen thought about making a move on Reed there and quickly was shut off by Reed, a very capable driver. Now it's side-by-side action between Dockenhausen and Ron Uhaus Jr. as they make their way down the back straightaway. Uhaus a little bit high as Dockenhausen sticks the nose in there and retains the 3rd spot.
Trouble now. Coming out of 4, 2 machines go around. The 71 car of Jeff Pearl is involved, along with the number 30 of J.R. Halbert. Both of those machines refire, but caution out onto the speedway again. This for a problem coming out of turn number 4.
Keep an eye on the Valenta Auto Mall Chevrolet Monte Carlo. It's heading for cover as these cars make their way through turns 3 and 4. They'll approach that restart line. All eyes move to Hank Scarpa, who has the clenched green in his right hand. He looks down the field, waves the green. We're back running. Eric Berndt with a great jump out there in car number 54. Keeps that car at the point. Ed Reed with a move on Dockenhausen. He maintains the second spot on the speedway, closes the door on Dockenhausen as he pulls in behind Berndt. A little tap from Dockenhausen on. Reed got him a little sideways.
Big battle for fourth between Mark Lajeunesse and Ron Huas Jr. And here comes Tom Fox in the 47. He'll stick that machine past the 6 of Ron Huas Jr. And now he looks for Mark Lajeunesse. That machine's fourth as they work off a 4.
Looks like Huas has dropped off the pace just a bit. Bert Marvin puts that 0-7 up at the contention. He is currently running in the 6th spot on the speedway in front of Ron Huas Jr., trying to make his way to the front.
Ed Reed now looks to the outside of Berndt. Can't get the job done as they work back down to the stripe. Ed Reed running in second, Eric Berndt in first, but in third, it's Ed Dockenhausen in that 48 entry. Great battle for fourth right now with Tom Fox and Mark Lajeunesse.
Tom Fox has been running great all afternoon. He's going to take that spot. Bert Marvin, side to side, gathers it in. The brightly colored number 07.
Down the back straightaway they come. Single file. Eric Berndt leads the charge as they work off a 4. Ed Reed in second. Brightly colored yellow car, and another brightly colored yellow car is the 48 of Ed Dockenhausen in third. Tom Fox in fourth. Mark Lajeunesse in fifth.
Eric Berndt trying to stay out of trouble here this afternoon. Has that car dialed in. Running in the clean air in front of Ed Reed and Ed Dockenhausen. But here comes the charge of Tom Fox as we have 2 cars once again sideways in the front straightaway. Of course, that's Mike Parker and the 98 of Frank Mucciacciaro. So you can see the damage to Parker's automobile. Looking back through the group, we see Eddie Dockenhausen in the 48, Tom Fox next to him, Mark Lajeunesse in the 33, and Bert Marvin in the 07. Are your top 6. Ron Huas Jr. is in the 6, always a threat to come to the front. And Dennis Gaeta right next to him. This race is not over by any stretch of the imagination. Green flag. We're starting with 17 laps left to go. Can Eric Berndt hold on to the lead? Looks like that's what he has in mind as he pulls away from Ed Reed with a burst of horsepower.
As they work off of 4, it is Eric Berndt in the lead. Ed Reed in second, 48 of Ed Dockenhausen in third. Great battle for fourth. That's Tom Fox and Mark Lajeunesse. Those 2 machines have been battling all day, but here comes Bert Marvin in the 07. He takes it to Tom Fox as they work into 4.
Of course, Bert could be the beneficiary of that great battle that went on between Fox and Lajeunesse. As a matter of fact, he's right on Lajeunesse's back bumper as he has moved into the 5th spot on the grid. He started way back in the 19th position on the speedway to Bert Marvin, but here comes Dennis Gaeta putting the nose of the 3 down below Marvin.
Bert Marvin and Dennis Gaeta work side by side, but look up to the front. We have 3 machines running by themselves. That's your leader, Eric Berndt, followed by Ed Reed and Ed Dockenhausen. Those 2 machines single file as Reed looks to go side by side as they work up a 4.
Great racing action all over the speedway right now. Ron Huas Jr. trying to move that number 6 back up into contention. He is a part of that second group of race cars on the track, trying to catch our leader Eric Berndt in those 2 brightly colored green automobiles of Reed and Dockenhausen.
Look at Dennis Gaeta. He's all the way back up to 4th. He wants more. Running in 4th right now. But up front, Eric Berndt and Ed Reed. Ed Dockenhausen in 3rd. As Bert Marvin works it to number 33, Mark Lajeunesse.
Of course, Dennis Gaeta, our winner last night. I think he likes that winner circle quite a bit. Let's get back. Of course, our main contenders, as we mentioned before, Eric Berndt, Ed Reed, Ed Dockenhausen. Leading the second group, Bert Marvin making his way up there. 47 of Tom Fox. He's also had a great run this afternoon.
Eric Berndt leads the charge down the back straightaway. Ed Reed trying everything to get around him, but it's been Berndt all day, and it's Berndt now. Dockenhausen, a little smoke coming from there. He had to brake as he's going into 4.
This time by, 8 laps left to go on the board. Can he hold on? The young man from Meriden, the hard-charging car number 54. A wire-to-wire run so far. Ed Reed would like to change all that. Has 7 laps left to go on the board.
Single file we go all throughout the field. Eric Berndt leading this charge down the back straightaway. As Dennis Gaeta has a quick car right now. He is a lap down though.
He's going to make a move. He's got to make it very, very quickly. This time by, we are showing 6 on the board. Great battle going on between Eric Berndt and Ed Reed. 2 great young drivers out there on the track. Reed to the inside, trying to poke the nose of the 72. Past the 54, won't get it done.
5 laps to go as shown by Hank Scarper. Berndt still your leader, but Reed looking to get by him. He's tried the inside, he's tried the outside. What's the best route for him? He'll not try the outside, sweep it down low, can't get the job done off of 4.
Inside, outside, looking to find the horsepower to go by the 54 automobile. Doesn't have it this time around. Puts the nose of that car almost on the back bumper of Eric Berndt as he tries to hold on to the lead. Defensive driving all the way.
Here comes Ed Reed now to the inside as they work into 1. Can't get the job done there. Berndt says no again. Back down the straightaway. Bumper to bumper as Ed Reed takes a back seat still there, Berndt.
This time by, 2 laps left to go, and it's come down to a 2-car battle, appropriately enough. Eric Berndt, Ed Reed down the back straightaway by the Budweiser scoreboard. Here they are coming through the turns. Berndt lifts a little bit. Ed Reed up onto the back bumper. 1 lap left to go. A white flag flies.
Hank Scarper shows it, and it's Eric Berndt up front, Ed Reed in second. These 2 cars will decide the race. Down the back straight, they'll work into 3. 1 more shot for Ed Reed. Off for 4. Who's it gonna be? Reed to the outside. Spins. Berndt will win the race. Eric Berndt will take the checkered flag as Reed got a little bit loose out of turn number 4. Huge win for Eric Berndt. He led this whole race. What a win for Eric Berndt.
First, the second race he's won in the past 3 weeks in very, very dramatic fashion. As you saw, the miscue on the part of Ed Reed got that car a little bit sideways. And of course, Eric Berndt taking home the victory in our Budweiser Modified National. All of our racing action sponsored by our friends at Levine Distributing this afternoon, and we've had our first exciting feature of the afternoon. We're going to go trackside in just a few moments with Dan Verderam. That award is going to go to car number 48, Ed Dockenhausen, who drove an outstanding race this afternoon. He finished 3rd this afternoon, and he's also going to be taking home that beautiful Hard Charger Award plaque. So hats are off to Ed Dockenhausen. As right now, Dan the Man Verderam is trackside, and he's going to be talking with Ed Dockenhausen.
Well, thank you, Mark, down here in Victory Lane. The man who finished 3rd now climbing out, Ed Dockenhausen. Ed, you made your way up through that field. You got to be feeling good about a top 3 here in this 150-lap event.
I got to tell you what. I got to thank everybody on the track. I got to thank all these people in the grandstands for showing up today. Beautiful day. And I thank my guys. They worked all week, 2 weeks long, to get the spirit car ready for last night. I ended up making a bonehead move, crashing it. Made a good car for today. She ran real hot at that last stretch. It got hot on us. I had to let Dennis go by and just happy to be alive.
Well, Ed, thanks a lot for that. Congratulations on your top 3. Now we'll make our way over to the gentleman who finished 2nd today. Of course, it's Waterford, Connecticut's Ed Reed. You tried everything you could to get around Berndt. He was just too tough. You tried the inside, you tried the outside, but you came home 2nd.
Yeah, I tell you, Eric did a hell of a job tonight. I think we were just a touch faster, but he had the line that we wanted, and I tried to put the pressure on him to get him to make a mistake, but he don't make any mistakes, so I want to thank all my sponsors. I got to thank Head Insurance, Ferry Lather Collision Center. I want to thank John Sillick from DeWolf Realty, Yankee Pillar and Pawn, Bean Hill Spirits, Bill Balestrini Builders, Spicer, She-Metal, and Concrete Express. I want to thank all these fans for coming out today on a beautiful day. I want to thank my girlfriend for sticking behind us. We'll get one this year, I hope.
Thanks a lot, Ed. Congratulations. Now to the gentleman who finished 1st, Eric Berndt. Eric, what a race for you today. You led this whole race. People were trying to pass you all over the place. You stuck it to them on the inside and outside. You got to be feeling great.
Oh yeah, I think it was you this afternoon that says that you think it was my day, wasn't it? I guess you were right. This is definitely probably the biggest victory so far in my career. Definitely the highest paying one. I got to thank Budweiser for that. Just a great day.
Now, this was a big race, 150 laps, a lot different from usual 35. Did you have a different mindset going into this race?
Yeah, just to pace myself. To be honest with you, I got more tired last night doing the 35 laps than I did the 150 today. So it was just stay confident all day.
Well, thanks a lot for that, Eric. Congratulations, you did a great job today.